My name's Llewellyn, and this is a tale about a wedding and a question. King Arthur was young in his reign. All accepted him as the king, but he was walking around the territory, the kingdom, identifying himself, getting himself known, but he strayed too far, and he strayed into the lands of Bertilac. And Bertilac didn't accept him as king, so took him prisoner and put him in the deepest, darkest dungeon. But even then, Bertilac was quite impressed by this young, handsome, driven, and generally a king with a good heart. There was no one who would ransom him back. So instead he offered him a choice. If you answer a question, then I will set you free. But if you get it wrong, then your life will be forfeit. I trust you. I trust you as an honourable man, a king. I trust that if I let you go, you will come back. And King Arthur said, I solemnly pledge that I will return here in a year and a day with the answer or without the answer. And if I do not have the answer, my life will be forfeit. The question, said Lord Bertilac, is, what do women want? What do women want? And as he said it, Arthur thought, what a good question. What do women want? He set forth from Bertilac's court and headed back to his own. And there he asked his wise advisors. He asked the other knights. He asked the seneschal, the chancellors, all the wise men, all the informed men, all the clever men of the court. He asked the fool. He asked the kitchen men who would bring the goods, the food. None of them knew. But one thing they agreed, there was one person that would know, and that is Dame Ragnell. And Dame Ragnell was famous for a number of things, being incredibly wise and clever, being repugnant in her habits and her form, but also exacting a high price for any help that she gave. Arthur carried on trying to find the answer, but he couldn't find the answer. What do women want? And eventually, with one day spare, he went to Dame Ragnell. Dame Ragnell was in her hut. Lots of fine things in her hut, not a dirty, dingy hut in the corner of a clearing or in the back of a cave. And she greeted him and said, Yes, King Arthur, I know you. What would you have me assist you with? I have a question. I know the question you are about to ask, and I can answer it truthfully. It is very straightforward. But you, being a man, probably wouldn't understand. I need the answer. If I am to give you the answer, you must give me something, she said. What? Said Arthur. I require the hand in marriage of Sir Gawain. Sir Gawain, the most noble, the handsomest, the greatest of all your knights. I can't give that. I cannot give that. And Arthur, thinking that, well, it was something that he couldn't ask of a friend, let alone a friend and a knight. So he returned back to his court. And there, where Sir Gawain heard the request, said, Of course, sire, I must do this, for it saves your life. I would place my life on the battlefield for you. It is the least I can do. And so it was, they both returned. And Dame Ragnell gave him the answer. What women want is command of their own destiny, their own sovereignty. They wish to be able to decide. Arthur nodded, for he knew this was true. And he journeyed back to the lord that he had given his pledge. And Lord Bertilac said, Yes, that is indeed the case. You have given the correct answer, and now you say it. It is so true. And all was well. But let us shift just a few days forward to a glorious wedding where Dame Ragnell with her warts and her pallid skin and her matting in her hair and her stoop and her tendency to break wind with every step, was getting married to Lord Sir Gawain. There were solemn faces at that wedding, but eventually it came to the wedding night. And Sir Gawain prepared himself for the worst. But when he went into the wedding chamber, there was the most beautiful woman he had ever seen, laying in the bed. "Who are you?" "I am your wife," said the woman that laid here. "I am Dame Ragnell. And you have a choice. You can have me in this form at night time or by the daytime, but not both. So I could have you so my friends can appreciate my gorgeous wife, and I will have your other form in the night time, or I will have you in this form at the night time and in your other in the daytime." Sir Gawain thought, "Dame Ragnell, it is not fair I should have this choice. What would you prefer? The choice is yours." And with a smile she said, "The choice is mine, whether I shall choose to be in this beautiful form day and night, for you have given me that choice, and we shall live happily, and we shall live well." And so they did.